My mechanics are good as a result of this, but my aim has been extremely shaky due to nerves. No medical condition causing tremors, not lack of mouse control, not X, Y, or Z in the play this Kovac scenario department, just nerves. It's not a natural aiming style, it's good aim being destroyed by anxiety. I've been aware of the shaky problem for 2 years and have marginally improved, but I still underperform constantly. Also means I've stacked up 2 years worth of advice. So please help me aim how I should. Well, obviously, I can't guarantee 100% that I can, nail the problem down. I have a couple really good angles to come at this from. And talking about this from. So let's just show
These are so grim.
Yeah, let's just show the clips. Let's just show the context first, and then we'll show how it is in 1v1s. Like, specifically, you told me, you've told me specifically. Sorry, I want to grab the DMs.
And honestly, even like the other day with Hollow, my aim wasn't that good, but I have another like 8-second clip of me just aiming like damn near perfectly. So it's just like, oh yeah, like mechanics are there.
Yeah, basically, from what you've told me, in 1v1s in like controlled environments, you do really well. Like you can actually like aim and use your mechanics really well, right? But when you start to actually like play like the actual game, like nerve/anxiety are mostly the problem. Are most of the problem, right? Which is interesting. Yeah, number 69, Fred. This guy's really good, by the way. So for context, I've been somebody who's had chronically shaky aim for a long time, as well. I've had shaky aim for like a ton of reasons, right? It took me a long time to figure out what the problem was, because I would do one thing and it would get better, but it wouldn't be gone, right? Before realizing it was contextualized and a lot of different things. So I'm gonna be going over basically everything I could think it could be, either that I did or that I've seen students before, because I've coached a lot of MK players. And I'll kind of go down the list and talk to you about a lot of stuff, okay? And you have gotten like 2+ years of aim advice on this stuff, right? You've never actually gone to like a mechanics coach for this, right? Or anything like that?
Yeah, correct.
Ethan, thank you for the 1 year.
And
thank you.
Yeah, I've asked like everyone. It's just like a perpetual conversation as soon as someone like sees my aim when I'm playing with them, and they're like, "Yeah, so
go play like smoothness scenarios," and you're like, "Die." I'm sure you get told that a lot, huh?
Not anymore, but yeah, for like a long time it was just smoothness.
Let's go play policy track smooth on like 50 cm, smile. Yeah. So we'll go ahead and show. We'll go ahead and look at the clips here. We'll go ahead and see.
It's got worse and worse. This one hurts to look at.
Oh.
Like 3-frame armor swap, but then just...
Oh my god, I'm getting, dude, I'm getting whiplash watching. Oh my god.
Yeah. And then, yep, this whole thing is like awful. This is like, this is still pretty bad.
Oh yeah, when someone's in the air, you're really gonna suffer.
Yeah.
And then this is when you were 1v1ing Hollow earlier, right?
Yeah.
So this is for comparison. This does not look like the same person. This does not look like the same person at all.
No. Wait, look at the clip I just sent to your Discord, and it's like full. It's so bricked. It's so bricked.
What do you mean there's a typo? What do you mean there's a typo? Let me download the fucking clip. Okay, thank you. Oh my. Yeah, this does not look like the same person, dude. This isn't. This might be Senox. This might. Yeah, holy shit. What the fuck, bro?
Yeah. And it's like the strafes in those clips aren't that good, but it's still like.
It doesn't. I mean, yeah. I mean,
no one in pub strafes well.
I can sit here and be like, but like that's not the point. Right? Like it's fine. It's fine. It works, right? So the number one. So a lot of what shakiness comes down to, right? I'm sharing my screen. Yeah. Okay. So a lot of what shakiness comes down to is a lot of factors. Obviously, I'm gonna skip over the mouse control parts of shakiness, because you have the mouse control to aim at people. It's just not it doesn't like what's we're looking for, manifest itself properly, right? So there's a couple things. The number one being tension. Are you tense at all when you're playing like pubs and things like that, or do you just not know?
I think, yeah, I mean, obviously tension is like a very obvious result of nerves, and I think
Mhm.
I also predict more when I'm fighting in pubs just because like I lose myself. Like nerves obviously primarily makes you tense, but it also prevents you from like performing in lots
Yeah,
of
of
other
course.
ways.
Yeah, of course. Um, Tension is typically the number one reason for shakiness, at least physically. And tension is caused by other things, and I'll kind of get to these other things in a minute. But this is like the number one thing. For most people who don't have nerves as a problem, and more so just have bad mouse control, tension is typically what you do. Tension is actually the number one thing that's killing my aim right now. So I've been grinding a shit ton of smoothness because I suffer a lot in like, I mean, intense scenarios. I have really bad tension. Um, the Another reason for shakiness is overreacting, right? You're trying
Mhm.
to over aim a lot, right?
Yeah.
If an opponent's doing this, right, just 80-80 spamming, but most players will, or like a lot of bad or even intermediate MK players will go trying to react to them, right? They're gonna over flick back and forth and back and forth, back and forth. And they're gonna like
Exactly,
flick to
yeah.
them, right? When realistically, you should be smooth and coast in the middle, and just you either apply good strafe fundamentals because they aren't moving at all, or you just apply good aim fundamentals and they just die because they're not dodging anything, right?
Mhm.
Um, Overreacting is really bad to do. You probably overreact a little bit.
I do in the
Looking at
hollow clips.
mm,
The
uh,
funny thing I've realized is like if you're really kind of almost lazy about your reaction
yeah, it's
and
good.
just
Yeah,
like focus on being smooth, even if it's not that fast, it'll still beam the shit out of
you should
people.
be lazy. Yes, you should absolutely aiming. The whole point of aiming is to make it as easy as possible for you. Aiming,
Mhm.
obviously, there will be times where you have to work really hard to hit shots, right? And those are the crazy, like you're getting like Pathfinder grappled on, styled on shit, right? But like, you should realistically in most situations try and make aiming like easy as possible for you. If every shot is hard to hit, you're going to die more often because you're not going to hit those shots. You're gonna go, oh, I'm a bad player. And it's like, well, if you apply good, like positioning or strafe or whatever, right? The aiming's gonna be way easier for you, right? Um,
Yeah.
Overreacting is also another reason for shakiness because again, like I said, going back and forth with somebody. Uh, another really important thing is breathing. This ties back into tension as well. This is one of the reasons for my tension personally, or my shakiness personally. I would notice a lot that I would try and like when things got tense, right? Like I'm in like a 1v2 or 1v3 here. I'm sitting here like clutch, like trying to fight these people, and I would notice my clip. I would go, and I'm like, what the fuck did I just do? What? And I was like, holy shit! I was holding my breath the entire time because I'd get nervous, right? And I want to, and like trying to perform better. I would hold my breath. Uh, Obviously, if I ask you right now, do you hold your breath? You'll probably go, I don't know, right? Um,
Sometimes I've noticed that I do in clips, like I'll just hit like a really fucked up flick or I'll go for one where I'm like
mhm.
throwing my mouse across the room and I hear myself like inhale or exhale really
Okay,
fast.
I want you to focus on breathing as as a really important step for your shakiness. Okay, um, especially if you've heard yourself in a clip before, that signifies it's probably a greater problem than you think it might be. Because that's what triggered it for me. Is I heard myself one clip and then realized that I held my breath. Whenever you play the game, next time, I want you to focus on manually resetting your breathing. Right. I don't know.
Mhm.
I don't know how much of my coaching you've watched before. But I typically break down a fight into 4 steps. And I'm gonna lightly touch over this, not go over it fully. There's the information, where you just gather info about opponents or yourself. There's the plan, which is how you actually plan to win fights, whether mechanically or through the gameplay decisions and stuff like that. The execution, which is actually doing so, aka like shooting your gun, like throwing your ability as well, things like that. And then there's the reset phase, right? And this whole plan works in a 1v1 or 1v3 or a 3v3. It works on the individual scale, the micro scale, the macro scale, everything, right? This plan is very simple and it works basically no matter what, right?
Yeah.
Um, Breathing. I want you to focus on breathing every time you get a reset. Every time there's a possible chance you have the ability um to like reset, like you're like you shoot somebody, you're on a door, popping a bat. I want you to, in the time that you're focusing on the bat, right? I want you to sit there and mentally tell yourself to reset your breathing. Okay, just focus on doing calm, collected breathing. You can obviously do like specific breathing exercises if you want. I don't have any recommendations, so I'm not going to name any. But it's just as simple as going, right? Just fully resetting. That's the number one thing I want you to focus on. Okay. This will help you a lot overall because obviously if you're not breathing, you're gonna be tense. You're not gonna perform as consistently, right? You're in a very cluttered like state of mind. Especially your muscles are gonna go through a, I don't know what the correct term is. I don't think dystrophy is the right word, but something like that. It's whatever they do when you don't have oxygen. The other part is just raw anxiety, and this is anxiety caused by the state of the game itself, right? You said it's caused by nerves/anxiety, and I imagine it's part of like parts of these and also mixed in with anxiety, right? Because Apex, right? Apex is, I like to call it a permadeath game. It's in the same style of games like Tarkov, except not quite, but like the fundamental part of the game is that it's basically permadeath, right? It's like 75% permadeath. If you're playing no fill, it is 100% permadeath, right? Yeah, gaming induced hypoxia. There you go. If you go down in a fight, it's over, right? You end up, you're out of the fight. You can't do anything else. Going down is like the worst thing you can do. So obviously, it's natural to have some sort of anxiety about it, right? Me personally, I don't get anxiety fighting really good players. I know some people have some like performance anxiety and stuff like that. For me, especially because I've played in a lot of tournaments lately. Like I played in like the TS7 Invitational. I played in another European-based tournament and stuff like that. And like I never get nervous against good players. I always get this weird anxiety when I'm playing like no-fill pubs for some reason, and it's mostly just based around the fact that I'm like, hey, I want to hit this clip. I want to get this game. If I'm like 12 kills and like a team of 3 is pushing me, I'm like, oh man, I don't want to lose this game, right? Things like that. Yeah. And I'm sure you suffer from that in some similar aspect, right? And even individually, right? There's 2 branches of anxiety that come from it, and I think the number one is being performance, right? This is where most people struggle. I don't know if that's I think it's how you spell it, right? Whatever. I'm a coach, not an English teacher. Performance anxiety is obviously the most common form. Most people get nervous when someone's watching them, they're streaming, they have the chance to do really well, or it's like they're trying to go for a 20 bomb, blah, 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 right? Things like that. When it comes to performance anxiety, it's important to remember to not go too crazy, and remember your fundamentals like breathing, tension, don't try and overreact. Like Mythos recently dropped his 20, and I was in his chat at the time, and I was like, and he was like at like 19 kills, and the last team was there. I was like, hey, I was literally in his chat, I'm like, breathe, focus, don't go crazy, literally breathe. And I'm pretty sure it helped him. I'm pretty sure he mentioned specifically that it helped him a lot. Not go absolutely like buck wild on it. The other part of anxiety is more so surprise, right?
Yeah.
I suffered from this a lot. I would go, for example, let's just draw like a building. Let's just draw a building period. Let's do like a door frame here, right?
I think I have a clip that describes exactly what you're talking about.
I'm like on the door here, and then the door opens, and then there's just a fucking guy there, and I'm like, holy shit, and I like get caught off guard, and I'm like fucking like freaking out because there's a guy on me immediately, right? That's the other part of anxiety. It's more, I best describe it as surprise anxiety. You probably suffer from this a good bit as well, right?
Yeah, I found the clip already. It's really funny.
Did you DM it to me? Oh wait, no. I did DM. I thought it was from
you. Yep. I get double no audio here. I freak the fuck out.
Yeah, oh my god, your aim is so, yeah.
Which is like somewhat valid. Like,
yeah, of course.
If you max out the volume, you literally can't hear them, so it is a straight jump scare, but like still.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's Apex Legends. I think there's a mob spawner. I think you need to light up the area a little bit next time you walk through here. So when it comes to a lot of situations like this, right? I want there to be an imperative. So let's see. So let's talk about a couple things here. Does all this make sense for shakiness, by the way? And of course, I'm excluding the entire argument of mouse control because your mouse control is there. It's just more so there's an external factor that's limiting you, right?
Yeah.
So if someone else is watching this and they're like, and none of this is working, your mouse control probably sucks ass. Or there's something else that I'm not aware of or forgot. But all this makes sense, right? All these potential reasons make sense. Okay. So let's talk about a couple of these in specific. Okay. Where should I pivot this first? I guess I'll pivot it more towards surprise first. Actually, never mind. Okay. So when we're playing, actually I can just erase all this. So the important thing to understand is that when we're playing, right, we are obviously in control of our actions. And I know this is more like a mental talk. I'm more talking to you mentally. This is way less like raw gameplay performance. This is me trying to fix your mind in the mindset of being able to play well. Okay. And you've had this problem on and off for 2 years, right? Have you played any other games other than Apex?
Okay, so from 2013 to like 2021 or 2022 or something, I played TF2.
Did this problem ever happen in TF2?
So the funny thing about that game is I just made a class that it's basically
What class
you have hit scan sniper that shoots every like 1.5 seconds. So it doesn't really matter how much you shake if you just shoot them in the face at some point.
yeah.
And it also had like promoted like just like the worst aim style and like the like dumbest flicks ever. Because you can't really like you can't track in that game, especially with that like character, because all the movement is so unbelievably fast. So I never learned like tracking basically.
Okay. And you just hard one trick, right? So you don't really know if you had this problem back then as well.
I think I did. It just didn't matter back then, so I didn't like notice. And then when I came to Apex, I like noticed it after a bit, and then like people would like clown me for it, and so it became a very like conscious thing that I was aware of. And then the like conscious stress of trying not to do it perpetuated it for an extra like until now.
That makes sense. I get that. So I want to specifically talk about the idea of empowerment, which is the idea. Well, power. Let me write this down. So empowerment is the idea that you are always in control of your actions, right? You are you are always the person that can obviously you'll be the person that gets you in bad situations, but you're also the person that's responsible for getting yourself out of bad situations, right? You're the person in control and responsible for everything that it happens to you in game, right? Obviously there are elements outside of your control, but you can manage them to your own control the best as possible, right? I come from a background of mostly like card games. Like I played a shit ton of Magic. I have a shit ton of hours in Hearthstone. And when someone complains to me about RNG in like Apex, it's like, have you seen Hearthstone? It's very, I don't know how much you know about Hearthstone, but that game is RNG central. That game, there's literally cards that just say kill a random card on the board, and it's like you can't control it at all. It's all random, right? And in that game, empowerment isn't really a super big thing, right? Obviously, you do what you can to minimize the RNG, but that's also what we want to try to do a lot of the time, right? Since we're in control, we dictate from a fight that there are two outcomes of a fight, right? Obviously, we win or we lose, right? If we win, we kill them, right? If we lose, we die, or we end up retreating, right? We shouldn't be scared of fighting a lot of the time, because even if we lose, it's still a constructive experience. Obviously, it does suck to lose, potentially like clips, games, anything impressive like that, right? But obviously, it still sucks. But it can still be a constructive learning experience. Especially, it doesn't matter what level you're at. Especially because I've peeped a little bit of your mechanics. There's still a lot. Obviously, I think anybody can learn anything, right? There's still more for you to learn outside of just your raw aim, right? There's always better strafe you can do. There's always better positioning you can do. There's better ability usage. There's always better X and Y and stuff like that, right? We have to understand that even in situations where it's outside of our control, losing fights is okay. It is okay to lose fights. It is okay to die. There's the whole element of risk versus reward, right? And I'm sure you've heard this before. Where doing certain things is riskier than others, but the reward can be worthwhile, right? Like sometimes a wide swing that is way riskier is way better because you have a chance of winning the fight, right? comes down to peeking fundamentals as well. If I'm playing like a corner here, and my opponent's holding the corner like right with a crosshair, I'm going to do a wide swing out from this guy because obviously he could just kill me when I slide out, right? But if I slow peek the corner, I'm basically dead because I'm walking into his crosshair, right? I'm not avoiding this at all. So the risk versus reward here ties into how you should swing this corner and how you should play, right? We obviously there will be times where you will just get RNG diffed, right? Like sometimes you will just land on like RE45, they get purple armor, like PK, and you're like, okay, cool, I died, right? And it's not very hard to identify when those things happen, right? It's not very hard at all. But we shouldn't be scared of losing, because even if we do so, we're still working towards our ability to be in control of situations, right? There's typically always invisible factors, or seemingly invisible factors. A lot of people will just blame controller or blame RNG when there is a way to, you know, manipulate and manage it. A lot of times when people drop hot, especially, they'll like drop really hot and not gonna get, and they'll be like, oh, this, like, the loot in this game sucks. And like I won't disagree with that, but also if you land a little bit, there's ways to land hot in a good way to maximize your chances of loot. Now, if you don't get loot after maximizing your chances, well, that kind of leads down to this, right? But still,
yeah.
But obviously, if we win a fight, I mean, I'm sure you don't have any, I'm sure you don't go, I hope I don't win this fight. Like, I'm sure you never do that. I'm sure you're never scared of winning a fight. It's like, awesome, cool, yay, right? We don't really need to talk about winning a fight because that's kind of obvious, right? When you go when you go into a fight, I don't want you to go into fights being necessarily super scared of losing them. Okay, losing them is completely okay, especially if I don't know how often you no-fill, I don't know how often you solo queue, I don't know how often you stack with friends. Like, what do you mostly do?
Honestly, these days I like just stack because this game is like such a tremendous pain in the ass. Like when I no filled for like 2.5 hours to get VODs for this,
Mm.
I was just like, wow, I cannot believe people do this shit for a living. Like it was just not fun.
Yeah, I completely agree. But
And I'm not that self-sufficient either, so it's even harder.
yeah, of course. That makes sense. But especially if you're gonna play with friends and stuff like that, I want you to actively put yourself in bad situations. I want you to actively swing when you shouldn't for clips. I want you to actively try and like, you know, give yourself more experience to learn from, right? A lot of the time, I mean, I do this a lot. If I'm playing with like somebody in like no-fill trios, I'll have like 30 HP, but still swing with a PK because I'm like, I can totally kill this guy still. Should I be swinging this guy? No, but like, it's fun. It's more fun to do that, right? It's more fun to fight this guy. The whole idea of losing shouldn't be cemented in your brain. It should be either learning or winning. Okay. This obviously you aren't gonna end the session off of this and go ding, I'm fixed immediately, right? But it is a fundamental thinking process that will help you a lot in overall not being anxious about dying, because death anxiety in this game is understandable. It is pretty bad, right?
Yeah.
Does all this make sense? Oh, especially if you're playing with friends, you have a safety net. You can establish more and more safety nets as well.
Like with losing, sometimes it's not even losing. It's just like I'll be put in a situation where there's like I'm pressuring myself, like have whatever an actual loadout R9 whatever, just a dime ass opportunity to one clip someone, and that like pressure causes me to do like some of the shit you saw in that first like Parkinson's compilation. And I just like I do that and maybe I win, but I'm just like, what the fuck, man? Like, why?
Yeah, I don't want you to go. I mean, realistically, unless you're like a really high level player, or you are like, and I would say your mechanics are definitely on the upper side, right? I'm not saying you're bad at all. But especially for somebody who's fundamentally having to take the game at a different angle because of overall your nerves with the game, I don't want you to go into fights being like, I'm gonna one clip this guy, right? I want you because if you fail to do so, you end up in this mentality, right? You end up in like the bad side of this mentality, and where you're like, I need one. You're like, oh, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna one clip this guy, and then like, you know, you do that, right? I want, and especially the ability to one clip people is based on how, it's obviously based on how good you are, but it's also a little bit dictated by how bad they are, right? Because one clipping somebody that's really bad at the game is really easy. One clipping somebody who's at least modestly decent is a lot harder, right? Like I will play I don't know how often you play in customs and things like that, but every other week I host Voltaic customs, and I will go play like TDM or control in there, and I will be like, I am the worst player imaginable, and I go play pubs, I'm like, oh yeah, never mind. those players were actually just like a little good, right? They're not like they're not the average MK player or the average controller player. They're actually like people focused on improving, right? So like I like never get a one clip on people in there, but I go in an actual game and it's like I actually get to one clip people. You shouldn't go into fights with the expectation that you're gonna one clip people either. Obviously, if you can push it, right? If you hit somebody with like 100 spray and you still have like 16 bullets left, you can go, oh, I can one this guy, right? Obviously, the setting in the moment, it's all about feel, like the ebb and flow of a fight. But you should go into fights understanding, hey, this fight or this 1v1 needs to happen, right? If you go into fights expecting yourself to one clip people, that's literally the bad aimer mentality of like dropping into 3 people, like killing 2.9 of them, and going, oh, if my aim was a little bit better there, I would have killed all 3. It's like, why did you drop into all 3 of them? You could have just played the high ground and like shot them down from there, right?
And I think part of it is like I also need to be more confident. Like instead of going into a fight and being like, "Uh-oh, don't shake," just be like, just like
that guy's
develop
dog shit.
that ego.
That guy is dog shit, and you're gonna shit on him, and you're gonna kill him, right? I don't want you to go like, oh, this guy's dog shit. Let me go drop into all 3 of them. They're all really bad. Like, don't do that, obviously. But like, when it comes to individual 1v1s, I want you to focus on, especially like, not falling into the aimer's mentality of being like, I'm gonna one clip this guy. Like, one clip him if you can. Should be awesome, but it's not required at all, right? Especially if we do like another session in the future, I can always talk to you more about like about one clipping and like pushing angles and stuff like that, especially as well. Because I don't know how much you know about Strafe, really. I see you know a little bit about dodge and strafe aiming, but not necessarily. Like
I have some decent like dodge / strafe clips in the 1v1s against Hollow.
Okay. But also applying it in the real game is a lot harder, which I assume you struggle with a lot more as well.
Yeah.
I know all of this has been like mental fortitude construction, right? Which is still important for it. And I'll get to the other part of what causes the other core component of what causes shaky aim, in my opinion. But also, when you're peeking people, I want you to try and be very aware of the risk versus the reward, right? Obviously, if you go, I'm gonna one clip this guy, right? Let's say you don't. Let's say you don't get the reward, or let's say you don't. Let's say you don't get the reward of one clip. Well, what happens then? Do you die? Do you take like 40 damage? Like what do you do? Like, what is overall the risk of you trying to get this specific peak and stuff like that, right? You should be very conscious about the damage you're taking and how much you actually are engaging in fights with, and thinking about this, deliberately thinking about how you're going to fight people will help your shaky aim a lot, especially if your nerves is causing you to overreact a lot, to where you do the flicking back and forth thing, right? Which you seem to do a good bit. Deliberately breaking down these fights and structuring them in a way that makes it easier for you will help you a lot with that, especially, right? If you go swing a fight and you go, hey, this guy's in the corner, I'm gonna wide swing him here, so he's stuck in the corner, and then you go, hey, he's in the corner. Aiming this guy should not be that hard, right? And then that'll definitely help. That'll probably help a lot of your shakiness, right? All this makes sense?
Yeah, pretty much.
Do you have any questions?
Not really, not yet.
Okay. The other thing I want to talk about is the surprise anxiety, right? That's not supposed to surprise. Surprise anxiety. This is something that I suffered from really bad. I wonder if I still have. Wait, hang on. If I still have this.
I think it's just like the structure of the game that makes it fucked. Cause like,
yeah, absolutely.
Just for example, like TF2, like I just play like community servers. You die, you respawn like instantly.
Yeah, you come
There's
back,
no
right?
point in like worrying about dying. So you just like you see a player and they're like probably gonna kill you, and you just like okay.
But yeah.
Apex, it's like 3-minute reset incoming. Like
it's like, oh, you got cracked, pop a bat, oh, pop a med kit, oh, pop a things kit, oh, die, get rezzed, repeat. Surprise anxiety should be structured, or surprise anxiety just comes from the fact that if you die, you're basically fucked, right? But the important thing to understand is that surprise anxiety leads to disempowerment, which is the opposite of empowerment, obviously. And because even if you are surprised, you still have agency over the situation, right?
Yeah.
You still, let's say, let's look at I think I downloaded, right? I think it was a Twitter link. Yeah, let's look at this clip again, right? What you do here, you get surprised. I wish my taskbar wouldn't do that. You get surprised by these people, right? So what you do is you opt to fight them. You opt to fight the 1v question mark rather than actively try and break this surprise peak where they start shooting you first, right? And because you fight this, by the time you start fighting, even if this is just one guy, by the time you start fighting this, wow, nice visual clutter. But by the time they start fighting this guy, you're already cracked, right? You're already entering this fight like cracked. Even if it was one guy, okay, well, if it was one guy, you probably would have shit on him there. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's kind of to tell because of the geometry and like who actually does damage to you, right? But even then, you're still entering this fight with a really big disadvantage, right? Your main focus here should be one of two things. One, you want whenever you're caught off guard, whenever you're surprised, you don't want to commit to the bad decision or commit to the bad situation you're in, right? I see a lot of players struggle with this a lot, and it's very common. They will get like, for example, players will accidentally fall off sometime, or they will accidentally like slide too far, or they'll accidentally like do one like the movement won't be in tandem with what their goal was, right? And they'll go a little bit too far, and they'll do whatever, and someone is just there, right? And they will just commit to have falling off, right? I've seen Horizon players accidentally fall off height and be like, I guess I'm down here. I'm like, you are playing Horizon. Why are you just Q? You're playing, or like even like you can even be playing like any movement character. I'm like, why are you just committing to this, right? When you're caught off guard, being caught off guard is obviously a big disadvantage overall in this game, right? Because the way higher time to kill games work is that if someone starts shooting you first, they inherently have a higher advantage in time to kill, assuming this guy is in like white armor and you're like purple armor, right? In fact, a lot of my strafe teaching is based off of the fact that if you shoot somebody first, you can win that fight just off that alone. It won't be a very wide margin, but you can still win the fight depending on how much you get that advantage, right? Here, you should do two things. Do you know what either of those things are?
I mean, here in this like case, like as soon as they peek me, my momentum is basically already going straight towards them. Like if I actually had time or like a decision to make here, like I'm not gonna act like I made a conscious decision to engage. But I think like I was kind of fucked here. Like if I try and run, I probably just dead slide.
Yeah,
And get rolled.
I don't disagree with that, but it is still a thought process rather than just sticking to like running into this guy, right? The other option you have is so do you know what thresholds are at all?
No.
No. Okay. Basically thresholds are just I mean this door. It's
I should have stayed backed up from the door technically if
you
just doorway peaks are bad.
you actually should have hugged the wall right here so that they'd have to hard swing you, and then your teammate can come over and help you, right? Because if you peek this door here, you're exposing yourself a shit ton to these people, right? You're exposing yourself a lot to these people by peeking in the door here. The only other option you have is to either play the door right here, so they have to hard swing you like this, and then or this guy's just or this guy is just gonna peek the door and you can just shoot him, right? Because he has to expose himself a lot to get through the door, or you like run like all the way over here. There's not really too much you can do here just because of your positioning, but you can still play it better, right? You can still make
would it be viable to like just center myself in that hall? And since I know for a fact that they're like if they're peeking me, their amount of room to strafe is super limited compared to mine.
Yeah,
like would it be viable to just stand there and abuse
that would be viable, especially if you want. So like right here, if you go like right here and you want to trade damage to them, as I think you probably should, you can literally strafe. You can go by a strafe to the right, or just dodge strafe to the right here to go to the door over here to where you came from while shooting at the door frame here. But chances are they're probably just gonna ape you here because they have a big damage advantage anyway, right? It's probably better to limit how much they can actually push you. Either line of thought is okay. I personally would have just gone for the for the wall here, so I can actually probably shell on this first guy as he walks in, and then kill his teammate or whatever. Because they're going to come at. I mean, if you think about this, right? They're going to run me in a straight line basically, unless they're on MNK and they're like tap strafe into me. But if tap strafe into my face, I killed them, right? They're in your face. Obviously you can miss, right? But like if they're that close to you, it's not that hard to hit them, especially with the Mastiff or a Volt. This basically limits their options to where they want to go to like 2 ways, either diagonally this way or this way in general, right? If you go here, you limit where they can go from in the doorway because they can obviously strafe left and right. But if these players are half decent, they don't peek at the door frame. They peek like further back, right?
Yeah.
But again, I don't think these guys are, So against better players, this would probably be the better option, especially because you limit where they come from. But like, if you if you want to run away, you can play back here. But when you're caught off guard, I don't admit to the bad decision or the bad positioning that you're in, right? Especially I mean, you could even say that you can do a play like Horizon Q the door and then you'll run away, right? You don't have any nades, but like any
just
like
instant nope out, like
yeah, there's a lot more you can do here rather than fighting this in the worst possible way, right? You just run at them and then just don't play cover.
Shot, but
yeah, you hit every shot. You're cheating here, like right? Like, but even if you're straight cheating here, you lose, right? You still lose this no matter what.
Yeah.
I mean, assuming you don't have like wall hacks, right? But this is the important thing when it comes to surprise anxiety. Let me not abbreviate. Let me not abbreviate that the other way. Surprise. I want you whenever you're caught off guard, I want you to focus on having a plan at all times, right? I mentioned this chart earlier about info, plan, execute, reset, and even for like advanced levels, this is still really good. Sometimes you have to skip the reset phase. Sometimes you don't really ever skip the info phase because you always have information, even if it's as limited as they're coming from this direction, or as simple as I have horizontal, right? It can be as simple as that. That's still information. But you can skip the reset phase to an extent if you can't get an armor swap or anything like that, because even armor swapping is right. I talk about this a lot more in other sessions. I'm not gonna go over it super in depth now. I can link you a session where I do if you're interested in it. But I want you to always deliberate a plan about what to do, especially when you're caught off guard, right? You have solid straight fundamentals. You have good aim fundamentals. You know how to win fights, but when you're caught off guard, you don't focus on recovery. You focus on just fighting that person immediately, right? If someone is gonna swing you in a door here, right? Let's say you're playing a door here, and like a building like this, right? Like the KC building, and you're playing like the door right here, and for some reason the door opens like this, so the guy comes out here, right? And then this guy starts swinging you, right? What do you do in this situation where the guy starts swinging you?
I should have a more ready answer for this.
I mean, even if you don't, just come up with a plan. I don't care what it is. Just give me a plan.
Back up from the wall at least, so I'm not limited.
Yeah, counter swing them, right? You can counter swing them. You can open the door, go inside. You can climb up if you really want to. I think you'll die, but I mean, hey, regardless, it's a plan, right? It's a plan. It's a plan that doesn't just result in you going, oh shit, I'm being swung, sit in the wall, die, right? And then because you're like cut off guard, you start shooting you first, and your game's gonna be shaky, right? I always want you to have a deliberate plan when you fight people, especially when you're caught off guard. I don't care if the plan is instantly formed in your brain, like you synapse instantly, climb to the roof, and then you die. It's like, well, you can obviously refine that plan later, right? And refine the plan for playing. You'll see that a lot of, especially like really good players. I mean, you watch Hollow a lot, right? There's always deliberate decision making with what he does in a lot of situations, right? He will always know the geometry he can play. He knows how to play doors. He knows how to play head glitches. He knows how to play like hallways. He knows how to play all these situations, right? So if he's ever caught off guard, he just goes to the geometry and can play it instantly, right? Focus on executing these plans more than anything, okay? This will help you a lot with surprise anxiety, because obviously you can't hear people in this game. Smile. You can't ever hear people in this game. But what you can do is deliberately focus on putting yourself in good positions when you are caught off guard. You can also do this by limiting what angles people can peek you off of, right? So, a good example would be, I'm trying to think about it. Trying to think of making a way that this can. Here. Wait. It'll be easier if I go in game to show. Is he still playing No Fill?
Yeah. What? How many hours is he on?
Is he okay?
Oh wait, is he still alive? Yeah, he is. I don't know how many hours he's on though. Let's see here. 7 hours.
Is he okay?
Thoughts and prayers, man.
This is a more advanced geometry thing, but I'm gonna give you basically a rudimentary course to it, since you know some basic strafing.
I think I have like really good strafe and like dodge and stuff, but I don't really think about geometry that much, like ever.
So you're like everybody that I coach. I have a lot of every player that I strafe that already has good coaching knowledge. I teach them like they know like mirroring, anti-mirroring, but they don't contextualize geometry in the slightest about anything that they do. I'm 144. Let's go, baby. I love this game. Super glide. Thank you. Okay. Geometry is hard. Yeah, tragic. I literally 1v1 you all the time, and like yeah. Right. So if we think about here, right? If we position ourselves here, where can the opponent come from? They can either come from to our right here, but obviously if they're going to the right, we're probably gonna know that, right? We're also probably gonna know if they're gonna come to the left. They're basically stuck to coming out at us from this area over here, right? Using geometry allows us to limit where opponents can inherently come from. The same thing's true for right here, right? If we position ourselves here, the opponent has to peek from right here at least, right? This makes our area in which we have to aim way easier to do so, rather than if we were trying to aim at like both sides at once, right? Because if we were trying to aim here, our opponent can come from either this side or this side, right? If we do this, we inherently limit where they can come from. Obviously, it would be good to see where they are, so we can peek like this maybe, or we can even peek a little bit back or something like that, right? But this is just the idea that we can limit where opponents come from. This will also result in you being less surprised about where people come from. Oh yeah, Agwa's the only person I've ever 1v1 that I've been like, I know what this person's doing, by the way. Agwa's really fucking good.
I basically taught him my own strafe. He just like literally played me like twice and was like, alright, and then just uses it and I'm like, well.
Yeah, I've 1v1'd a lot of like strafe players and stuff like that, but they are the only person I've ever played against that I've been like, holy shit, you are actually know what you're doing. Which is impressive. It's really impressive. But this is a basic understanding that'll help you a lot with nerves and anxiety overall. Knowing where opponents come from and limiting where they can come from overall will help you a lot in understanding, you know, not being caught off guard. Obviously, someone can still just bot walk up to you like this, right? I've had like 4 fuses walk up behind me with no audio, and it's driven me insane. When they have their gun out, it drives me insane. But make sense?
Yeah, I mean that's really smart to like, yeah, just to like think about it.
Yeah,
it's smart because I don't usually.
I want you to think. I also want you to think about not thinking. Is that like with the whole like empowerment thing I talked about earlier? Don't get too in your own head about it. Just make it as simple as you are playing Apex Legends, the popular battle royale FPS game. All you have to do is just shoot your bullets at people, and then when you get actually into fights, focus on how you can capitalize off of opponents. Okay, you typically always go in fights at an advantage, and if you don't have an advantage, you need to figure out how to gain an advantage in a fight, right? Obviously, if you have really good mechanics, you can just walk around and kill people, but like you have to have way better mechanics than most people. And if you're no-filling or you're down a person or your RNG's off, that can invalidate your mechanical skill at all. Okay.
Yep.
And it's really important to understand that you don't want to just assume that you're always going to do better because there's like invisible variables that people, you know, like armor values or even like their guns or shit like that, right? Like you might think you're winning a fight and then boom, there's 2 more people there, right?
Yeah. I feel like Chenzu's really, really, really good at like his mechanics in the first place are a fucking unreal.
Who?
But he also Chinsu.
I don't think I know who that is.
Oh my god, you're in for a treat. He's like, okay, so his mechanics are obviously like unreal, but I also notice, despite that fact, he doesn't really put himself in a position to like he hits every shot, but he also positions himself where even if he like didn't,
Would
he'd
still
still
live,
like,
right? Yeah.
yeah.
That's exactly what I want you to focus on, specifically, right? To where you go, if you one clip this guy, that's awesome. Or if you manage to start one clipping somebody, you can go, hey, I'm gonna keep doing this. I'm gonna kill you, right?
Yeah.
Back to-
I really like the first clip in that video I just sent is like insane. His damage up is just like, what the fuck? Surprised more people don't know about him. Okay, he backs out here, just like he's fine with like he resets a lot. Which is something I noticed I don't do. I'll just like ego people without shields and
yeah, you don't do that.
if
That
I'm
that flow chart I mentioned earlier about the reset phase, make sure you do that. Get real close within there.
He just fucking hits everything. Like he's not just like an aim player. He also.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
oh my god.
I don't think he ever hit a beam for less than like 120. But yeah.
Oh my god.
This guy's kind of not real, but
holy shit. In the phase instantly? Oh damn.
he like honestly he probably could have egoed that guy, but like no.
You don't want to. You don't.
And then you just like know you win kind of. Like,
oh my god, that tracking was so smooth.
Yeah.
Great.
Like I think about positioning and like think less about, because obviously there's the like, as far as performance anxiety goes, telling yourself like exactly what you're gonna do,
It helps you
like
so
letting
much.
the half of your brain like do it, or like I don't know, it's hard to explain, but like if you try to like step by step instruct your body how to make a movement that it already like knows how to do just off of like the intuitive learning process, like you'll fuck it over. Like it'll, I don't know.
Not necessarily true. In the moment, yes, it'll be hard to do. However, did you play sports at all growing up?
Yeah, I play tennis. Most of this, like what I'm getting from, is from a book. Like I think you've talked about this, like
visualization. I was literally gonna ask you, have you ever visualized?
Yeah, instead of like thinking about, oh, I'm gonna like move my hand really smoothly and react in this way, like just think about the fact that like what it looks like to hit the shot rather than what it like feels like.
I want you to specifically visualize like shooting people in the battle royale game mode. If you need practice visualizing, or you need to like, or you need like examples and stuff like that. I have a video here. I'll just yeah. I'm not gonna watch it on in the coaching session. I recommend you try it. It'll help you a lot, get a lot more comfortable, especially with the agency thing that I talked about, where you are empowered, you are in control, things like that. Working on this will deliberately give you more control over what you're doing. Okay. Those are the main aspects I wanted to talk about with your shaky aim. If you still have shaky aim and stuff like that, or it doesn't like get better like at all, I will reach out to some people and see what I can do to help.
Yeah.
You know.
Do you want to look at the Hollow 1v1s? Because I thought that was kind of interesting. Like, I'm pretty relaxed against him. Like, obviously, he's an insane player, but like in a 1v1 scenario, it's like pretty low pressure. But I've noticed like in that clip where I'm just beaming in firing range, I was like so fucking relaxed. Like, I was so damn relaxed. But like, even just against like Hollow, it's still in firing range. But I just noticed my aim like was like, it's obviously very performance anxiety based, but sometimes it just feels like I'm just like it's just straight performance based, like I'm just not quite as good as like normal.
What do you mean? What do you mean by the end there?
Like obviously, like from a day-to-day basis, how good you play is gonna like depend on lots of things, like your just physical health and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I don't know how to say this. Like aside from mental, what am I doing wrong? Like, what I'm just straight missing.
You actually have some really solid. I don't
God,
know
not this.
what you're doing here.
I'm trying to fatigue jump around.
Bro's trying to fatigue fucking. I mean, consistency comes down. There you go. Consistency comes down to a lot of things, especially. A consistent routine will also help you a lot as well. A lot of things I do make me really. Well, I mean, actually, you know what? You do. Who's trolling you? Who's trolling you, Pog? You actually inhibit a lot of the same aim problems here that you do normally.
I think I over aim in this one. Yep.
You are not lazy at all. You over aim really hard here. Like that looks very similar to your like pub clips and stuff. Which obviously like it's exacerbated a lot by being in, you know, by nerves, right? But it's still a fundamental problem that it appears you do have when someone like 80 strafes on you. A lot of really good strafers struggle when someone just 80 strafes on them because it's like, they're not sure the goal bias. You're so bad at the game, right? And it's like, well, you should be better and just kill them, right? Using solid aim like techniques of you know, lazy aim and stuff like that.
Ignore this.
You're so good. Oh my god, you shit on a hollow.
Yeah, for real. This is like literally the VOD where I was dog shit. I was like, I thought I got like a couple one clips. It was the other one, so this is like me at like pure dog shit.
Yeah, a lot of your fundamentals are like, I think at least aim wise are fine. There's a lot of strafe stuff you can work on. But I know you said your strafe wasn't really great here.
Yeah, it varies widely. If I'm like focusing on aim, obviously I just like I fuck up the strafe.
You.
I try to super glide here and I just fucking miss.
Yeah.
Which is something I use a lot around like short terrain, and it does work really fucking well. If they're close to you and you hit a super glide, you can lose them like every single time.
Yeah.
And like buy yourself time. But if you miss the glide, you just jump in the air and die.
Yeah. I would be interested. Well, I don't know if you'd be interested in doing a session in the future about strafe, because I can help you iron out a lot of stuff with your strafe as well. I also do. There's also. Have you ever LG dueled before?
No. Well, a little bit. I did like, you know, I'll like do the occasional hop on quick live, go 0-100 against 36-year-old Canadian dudes, but like other than that, not really.
I have in my Discord we do LG duels every Saturday, Sunday at noon PST. If you want to, you should definitely hop in.
I'm on your Discord.
Are you in my chat right now?
Yep.
There you go.
And there it is.
There you go. There you go.
Hey.
Yeah, and then click the events tab at the top, and then you'll check it. And hey, if you're watching this video on YouTube, join the Discord. Put the Shafternoon, the play LG duels to improve your strafe down in the description below. Go join the Discord server. Awesome. Right.
Shaft.
Go Shaft.
Who doesn't love Shaft? Honestly?
I love shafting. Took her to LG duel, pulled out my shaft, got her quaking life.
God.
That was such a fucking banger tweet. Yeah, you.
Some days I'll like look at his POV and I realize I just like I might have bias, but like I don't know, it's hard to explain. Sometimes I guess I just don't have bias, and he just is like good enough at reading and predicting. They just sees that and he just shoots in the middle. I'm like, oh, okay.
But the problem with if you're in particular here, is you don't. Okay, global bias is a dodging fundamental, right? It's used for dodging. Now I have a question here. Are you dodging here? No. You're strafe aiming. Those are two separate ideas, by the way. Strafe aiming and dodging are not the same thing. Those are two separately distinct ideas from each other. Okay? Yeah. Strafe aiming is maximizing damage output, but you also maximize damage intake. Where you're prepared to take 100% damage, well, you should be prepared to take 100% damage while dealing 100% damage, right? You can basically equate it to you are both cheating. Dodging, which uses things like global bias, reduces the opponent's damage outtake for probably your own reduced damage outtake in certain situations.
Yeah, I've noticed that kind of like I'll try and do it like basically a dodge strafe, and I have R9. I'm just like, wait, I have no idea how to fucking compensate for this, honestly.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, yeah, like if I just tried to anti-mirror fucking Hollow,
You die, right? Because
I die instantly.
Because he's
Even
better
with
than
like
you,
a
right?
moderately good strafe, I just like fall over.
Yeah,
And I
because
feel like it will get to that point.
he's better than you. And the problem is that if you replace Hollow O with
Roller O.
Jim Bob 42, the little funny symbol like this in his name, it looks like I drew a little Amogus, not gonna lie. But if you have Jim Bob 42 with a little Amogus, dude, he's gonna kill you just as hard. I wonder if you want a controller player like pretty often. He's in chat right now, but I literally go, I anti-mirror that guy and I fucking die because you know, smile. I have to have really good precision and really good smoothness to actually be able to kill him. Anti-mirroring is really bad in this game. It's really good in every other game. Well, it's really good in every other MK game. But because you're 1v1ing it in another MK player, it feels like you can do it.
Another funny thing is like there are times where I'll literally hit Hollow, like just now. I hit him for like what, 212, like 210, and then I just die. Like I'll hit him for a fuck
You know
ton.
why?
I'll get him straight one shot.
Well, yeah.
But he just hits his first shot, which like
that's not the only reason. Your crosshair placement's too low. You'd be aiming at the shoulder level, not the head level, because at the head it's way too fucking hard to hit the head in this game. That shit bobs and weaves.
Also flinch, yeah.
And also flinch and also all that stuff. But you want to aim at the upper shoulder level. You aim more at like the belly level, like boob belly level, and you're never gonna get headshots. If Hollow hits one headshot, even if you start shooting first, but he hits the headshot, he's gonna win. Right? That's all it takes. And he has way better crosshair placement. Yeah.
Yeah.
But obviously, I don't think mechanics are your biggest problem. I think getting your shaky aim fixed is gonna help you a lot more than anything else, right?
Yeah, just getting nerves. Because obviously, like, when my mechanics are good, I'm 1v1ing Hollow and like winning fights against him. Like, if you put pub me against him, like it's a joke, right? Like I'm not doing anything.
I want you to try and go into I want you to try and remember everything that I talked to you today. Can you do you remember everything?
I think so. You're gonna upload this to YouTube as well, right? So
yeah. At the very least, it'll be I don't know if the VOD will be out, but it'll probably be an edited session. This is a good MNK bit, and I can put this on the Comp Apex subreddit, and people will be like, "Oh my god, wow, you're so awesome." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. Give me your money." You don't have any questions, right?
I was just wondering, I sent like a 30-second VOD of me just dying off rip, and I'm just like,
oh, is this one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I watched this ahead. I watched that at a time.
I feel like I just like watched it. I was like, I low-key got like no audio twice. I guess this is fine, right? I'm like, okay, fuck this guy. He's one shot.
What the fuck? You got punched.
Punch from Narnia. I'm like, what the fuck? I do this, which is like really good. And I'm like, okay, I can just thirst now. That dude's in the air. I didn't hear him. I get lit by God Thermite. And then, yeah, I just keep doing stupid shit to people, but I guess I should just run here, right? Or just hit shots.
You're not playing the proper position here to actually trade damage. I lightly mentioned the idea of threshold earlier. If you're gonna threshold are a really ideal place to trade damage because they're a definitive area that you should be trading damage from either here or this pillar. The pillar's too close to the door. They can just swing you really easy. You should be doing it from this door frame here, so you can actually cut off LOS properly in case they start shooting you. The whole because basically you're so low here that they're gonna push you, but you want to punish them for pushing you in the open. But if they start shooting you back, you have to like break LOS, right? That's the whole idea. That's the whole idea of how to play a threshold. Because you don't really end up playing that threshold, and you kind of because you just kind of run here and then don't really play cover properly. Like,
Yeah.
you play the pillar here, and then you like wide swing this guy when you don't isolate the 1v1 against him, right? Because you just peek this guy instead
To
as
be
well, right?
fair, in my defense, I thought that was one person. Or was it? Yeah, I don't know what the fuck happened there.
Yeah, I mean, still, even if you think it's not, or even if you think it's one person, it's still better to play this cover objectively than to like counter
That's
swing
true,
or something like
yeah.
that, right? Like there is times where you should counter swing, and you should be counter swinging like a good majority of the time. But this is a situation where you don't know enough information that you can't act like it's just one person, right? Especially because you're
Yeah.
playing, you're playing trios here, right? You're deliberately queuing it into no fill trios, right? And then you're gonna be surprised when there's a third person, you know? That punch is bullshit. I don't know what the fuck that punch was.
It's all bullshit. I thought I was fighting a Seer here, and then like suddenly there's a Loba there, and she just took Q with no audio. And
oh wait, you saw her at the very end. Holy shit! She was on your screen for like 1 second here. Look.
And then also
right
audio doesn't exist in Horizon Q, so you just like.
Yeah, her drop audio didn't exist because I think the thermite was on the ground, and then you know.
Yeah. But still.
That's fine. Yeah, you either want to fully go for reset here or play that threshold properly. You don't really have the mids to reset, so you probably just go to kill these people.
This next VOD might be a little more like interesting, or like you might have more to say on this because I don't die instantly. Like there's some. I kind of loot like a goblin. I'm not gonna lie.
I also don't have a lot of time because I have another session soon.
That's fair. Yeah, you have 5 minutes, 3-minute VOD. Yeah, you can.
Yeah, I'm skipping it. I'm gonna trim this a little. I'm gonna give you some some little post-it notes from this. I want to look at your.
I also like forget good technique with like wingman, like using it as a tracking weapon. I'll just kind of like do that funny flick thing people shouldn't have told anyone to ever do.
I love flicking. It's totally not a corrective measure, and it's totally the main method for aiming.
Well, no, it's like worse than that. The flick off the target in between shots so you can see them. It's like, oh yeah, I wish I hadn't heard that. Actually trying to remember which game this is, how I die here. You can skip like 20 seconds. Oh wait, never mind. I'm about to queue on that roof, I think. Mine is just bad here.
Your strafe is bad there too. What? Did you guess or did you know that one?
I think I actually heard him.
I had no idea I had no idea that was the real one. He only lives because he had a purple helmet too. And you go for a reset. This is like fine. Nothing inherently wrong with what you did there.
I think this is a really interesting death. Yeah, go back. This is really funny. 3-man just peeks me here for some reason. And I have like a heady and try and shoot. I don't know if I should have just run back to like the house or.
I mean, this is a surefire pick versus pub mode. I'm not gonna lie to you. You kind of just die because it's the pub. People are just playing that like that. It's really stupid.
Kind of funny
players. And now you should have no meds, right? And then you just like now this is actually properly punishing these people. You do it a little slow, but it's fine.
I stand here.
Oh my god.
Just like
you need to run to the. Yeah, you just die.
And I just get walked on by Octane. I'm like, well, maybe I 3-tap him, and I do not. I did the flick thing. Look at that. It was stupid as shit. And, yeah.
But Isu told me.
I don't even know that was an Isu.
I don't know.
Who started that shit?
Yeah. A lot of I mean, honestly, a lot of your mechanics, like you said, are like fine. Like you have you obviously there's obviously room for improvement, but a lot of like your base level mechanics are like fine. To be honest with you,
they're actually like presenting themselves fully.
Yeah, when you actually are like fighting people and I can see your mouse control, right? I just if it wasn't entwirled with really bad shakiness because of performance, it would be it would be really good. I think you would still I'm not saying you would be like the best player. You would be next Asu. You obviously wouldn't be like the best player ever, but like I think you would be like a really solid mechanical player. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't really have too much to say off of this. Your strafe right here. I mean, this VOD is kind of just shooting at somebody, killing one guy who's
I
barely
saw
looking
that
at you.
interesting.
Yeah,
My
this one
VODs
guy
were
is.
so scuffed for this sesh, it was all just agony, if I'm being honest. But
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's just, and then like right here, the best thing I have to say here is you focus too much on baits or redirections if you're trying to dodge somebody. You focus too much on doing like this stuff. You should just literally most of the time peeling in one direction is perfectly like acceptable. But you start to circle
okay,
people, especially if they stop shooting you here. If they like under aim you here, you can just keep going. I'll get more into it in a future session if you want. But yeah.
yeah,
Any
it's
questions about
about
anything?
time. No,
Yeah.
thank you though.
No problem. I really hope I can help. And if you don't see improvement in like a week or something like that, let me know and shoot me a DM. Okay.
All right, will do.
I hope you
Thank you.
learn something, and I hope you hopefully get to fix your shaky aim problem.
Yep.
As somebody who's had the problem for a long time, I had to I had to reference people, and I had to talk to people, and also do it myself. So it was a mixture of a lot of stuff. So hopefully I can put you on the right track. You had this for like a long time, so
Yep.
I hope you have a good rest of your night. I will hopefully talk to you soon.
Yep.
Bye,
Peace.
sure.
Bye bye.
Bah.